The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 855-432-4905. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 855-432-4905 for free advice on your situation. That's 855-432-4905.
Oh, we could fly.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags and the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, delicious burgers, real moments together, and this. Coke is summer refreshment when you need it most, so you can hop on another ride. This is your summer. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes, plus daily tickets starting at $44.99.
Now through July 20th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, and feel spectacular in the judgment-free zone with the most energy you've had since
kindergarten when we had daily naps.
Exactly. And in our clean and spacious clubs with tons of equipment, you'll feel confident. Like after
I've carried in all the groceries in one trip.
More like, wait, that's exactly what it feels like. Join at planetfitness.com or in club. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Hurry. Deal ends July 20th. See club for details.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
You have smoked yourself retarded.
here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
We're back. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. We are back. We are getting high. I am high. We're going to get more high.
I are high.
We're going to talk some shit. What's going on? It's like summer. I saw a back to school sale sign at Meijer the other day, and I got mad, even though I haven't been to school in decades.
Oh yeah, they've already been playing commercials for like 2 weeks. It seems like the ad cycle now is like after 4th of July, like we start pushing back to school.
Do you get mad though? You're like, no, it's not time yet.
Yes and no. I know. I mean,
you've been outside working through this summer so far, so you're probably like, yeah, fall's all right.
No, it's more to. I mean, I know the rest of the country isn't like Michigan. In Michigan, we have this like crazy law where public school can't start before Labor Day because tourism.
That's a law?
Yeah, Granholm passed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so
tourism, really.
Yeah, so
yes.
But I know like schools down south start in like the middle of August. So I mean, there's kids that their days are numbered for summer vacation at this point in the year. But it does seem the kids just got out of school and it's all of a sudden, all right, let's get your backpacks. Are lunchbox still a thing? I mean, I know when we went, it was you had to have your favorite character or your cartoon show on the lunchbox.
You have a lunch bag these days, like a insulated type of thing. You certainly don't have the, metal or plastic, like pail that we used to have back in the day.
Is the thermos still a thing? I mean, obviously, I know a thermos still exists, but I mean,
right? Yeah.
With the lunch bag.
I don't know. It's not as much of a staple.
Because we had the plastic lunch boxes that had the plastic.
Well, it was always a set, right?
Yeah.
You'd get the Star Wars lunch box, and you get the. I'm trying to think what was the big lunch box that I had. I remember having a Smurfs one that was blue. I think I had a Scooby-Doo one.
I think I had a Mario one.
You had a Mario. Oh, nice. I had a He-Man one.
Oh, there was a He-Man one for sure.
That was a big choice. I mean, that's how you were expressing yourself. Right?
Yes. That and your Trapper Keeper. Are those still a thing?
I don't think so as much, but yeah, you're right. So the Trapper Keeper, that came about right when I was at that prime age. And yeah, that was revolutionary. It was no longer just, pick your favorite color. You were like, oh no, I need the lion in the jungle, or like, I need the one with the F-14s on them, or a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
What else would you get on your... Well, I guess, there was stuff that predated the Trapper Keeper, but we never got it out here, like Peachy folders. We never got the Peachy folders.
Oh, yeah,
It seemed like more of a regional thing.
We're too young for the Peachy folder.
Yeah. The Peachy folders preceded the Trapper Keeper, but the Trapper Keeper was like next level. It was like a whole fucking poster art on your book.
Yeah.
And you'd get the folders that had the charts, the conversions in them.
Oh, yeah.
You could convert...
and you never used them.
Right. It'd have like times tables on it and shit. What else would be on
Well, the things
there?
you need them for, you wouldn't be allowed to have your Trapper Keeper out.
Right.
Tests and quizzes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to put everything away.
What was in the Trapper Keeper folder? Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. Useful information. So there's a multiplication table, and then there's a ruler along the side. And this is not a really good resolution picture, but it looks like table of time measure, table of dry measure, table of liquid measure, table of... What did that say? Paper measure?
What?
Linear measure, miscellaneous measure. And nobody used any of this shit. Cubic measure, table of troy weight? What the hell's that?
It's Greek.
What is troy weight? Table of surface measure.
Is what you weighed compared to a wooden horse.
Yeah. That song hits home to me because I remember my first day of junior high and I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right?
What is this no recess shit?
Why don't we get to go outside for half an hour? What the fuck is this?
I was walking the hallway with my books and I turned to another kid and I was like, is this all there is? When did we go outside? He's
like, lunch is just really long now?
He's like, there's no more recess. And I was like, today? And he's like, ever.
They did not prepare us for this.
They did not. Why didn't they tell us this? Nobody said that in your last day of grade school. They can go, okay, you're going to junior high. And for those of you without older siblings, there's no recess.
I remember being pissed in first grade about, what's this full day horse shit? Like, nobody prepped us for that.
For the full day?
No, because until then, school was just like, I got out at noon every day.
And noon's rolling around, and you're like looking at your watch, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, no, get out at 2:30. 2:30? I remember, like I said, I'm 43. I'm 43. I still remember 6 years old being like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah. That was that was probably my first what the fuck is this shit moment in life.
Yep.
Like being pissed at she didn't fucking tell me when she dropped me off today. What, just let me find out I'm going to get out at 2:30?
That's a pretty big difference, too.
And, not trying to shit on 6-year-olds, but really, if they really want to prepare us for the rest of our lives, shouldn't school be like 8 to 4, 9 to 5?
Well,
7 to 3. I mean, just get you in that 8-hour rhythm right away.
Isn't it basic? Well, how long is school? It's like, what, 6 hours? Is it more than that?
I mean, I remember
school.
My elementary and middle school was 8 to 2:30. High school was 7 to 2:30, but we had 0 hour because we had band. But it was 8 to 2:30 if you didn't have 0 hour. And then my other school was like 9 to 3:30. It was all the same. It was all like, what, 6.5 hours?
Okay. What the hell is pink sauce. You familiar with this?
I mean,
Have you seen the pink sauce?
that's what she said to everything. You just said pink sauce. Like what? Like, is it food? Is it weed? Is it sexual?
It's apparently food. Oh, I don't have Messenger on here. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of kraut, but it looks like what you'd get mayo or ketchup.
What, you put Pepto on your food now?
Yeah, it's colored like Pepto-Bismol. Pink sauce.
What's in it?
Let's see. Supposedly made from honey, chili, garlic, sunflower seed oil, and dragon fruit. Although
I don't hate anything you just named.
Although some consumers report it tastes like ranch. There are no preservatives listed, so if it's dairy-based sauce being sent to the mail when it's 100 degrees, it's probably not the wisest decision. Yeah, but it's not dairy. They said they listed the ingredients. None of this is dairy. Yeah, I don't know. But so apparently people are ordering this and reporting that it's
Is this some TikTok bullshit?
Its color is inconsistent. I mean, every piece of life bullshit ends up on TikTok, so everything's TikTok bullshit. All bullshit is TikTok bullshit. But it is a creation of TikTok chef Carly Pie, P-I-I.
So is it just ranch with dragon fruit in it?
The nutrition label is riddled with misspellings and said that there are 444 servings in one jar. This sounds like a joke, but still, like, you can't joke around with food, right?
No.
Like, people eat that shit, and then you're liable.
Yeah, that's why the FDA exists.
Yeah. I don't know, I imagine this has got, like, some giant disclaimer sticker on it. It's, like, not for actual consumption. $20 a bottle. Boy, this better be good. Let's see, according to this,
Pink sauce creator doesn't think she needs FDA approval.
It's only been a product for 20 days, literally. We've been going through trial and error just like any other business.
Yeah, dragon fruit, honey, chili, and garlic. So it probably tastes like Thai food.
Yeah, people buying unrefrigerated pink sauce. But we ship all kinds of stuff unrefrigerated, and then you open it and you put it in the refrigerator. Right? Mayo. Mayo is all dairy-based, and we buy it off the shelf unrefrigerated.
Yeah, but you have to refrigerate it after you open it.
Sure.
My guess is with this, it's the honey.
The honey what? Is going weird?
The honey is the perishable.
Yeah, I buy honey and it just sits on a shelf.
Yeah, but it's got a date on it.
Does it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know.
Oh, no, my ex-wife went through a honey phase. Trust me.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's apparently the creator, the Chef Pie, or whatever the fuck this person's name is.
Yeah, P-I-I.
When was asked if this had been FDA approved, said, "What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health." This is a quote from Chef Pie.
This is not going to go well.
No.
What does the F stand for?
Right.
I understand it's the Food and Drug Administration, but it's also the Food and Drug Administration. When you put too much dragon fruit inside of the, it makes you poop red. It's like if you eat too much beets. So I didn't want people to be like, "Oh, my shit is pink."
Just reading out what's in it. This is like a sweet Thai sauce.
Yeah.
Honey, chili, and garlic thrown the dragon. It's probably like a sweet and spicy Thai kind of sauce.
Yeah. It's something that you could probably get many different versions of that wouldn't make you feel ill by looking at something the color of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, why would I want to put something... It's the same thing when Burger King was like, "Hey, we got a black bun." And I went, "Yeah, and?"
Yeah.
No, thank you. I've never in my life have been like, "Hey, you know what I'd like to eat? Black bread."
This bread isn't dark enough.
Yeah. What if bread was black? Yeah, look at... Like if you see, does that look appetizing to you? This person's holding a
chicken.
Yeah, she's holding a piece of chicken with this. Gross! That looks like she just dumped Pepto-Bismol all over a piece of chicken. Yummy. Like if this were dessert based, I'd be all for it.
Yeah, if it was, we're used to like desserts being pink. Do you know what Wi-Fi stands for?
I used to. Or mine wireless.
It doesn't stand for anything, apparently.
Really?
It's the group that named it was the Wi-Fi Alliance, and maybe that stood for something at some time. But no, it doesn't actually stand for anything.
Wireless fish. I know in weed it stands for white fire.
Yeah, some people think it stands for wireless fidelity, but that was because they put out a statement with the release of it as the standard for wireless fidelity so that people would think that it actually meant something. But why was the group called the Wi-Fi Alliance then? Yeah, this is the first hit. I looked up, this is on Verizon's site. What does Wi-Fi stand for? Ironically, it doesn't stand for anything. It's often thought to be short for wireless fidelity, but there is no such thing. The term was created by a marketing firm because the wireless industry was looking for a user-friendly name to refer to some not-so-user-friendly technology known as IEEE 802.11.
What? Yeah, Wi-Fi is a little easier to say.
But it's fun. It doesn't seem like we all just accepted it, right? Oh, Wi-Fi, wireless internet.
Yeah.
Like nobody questioned it. We all immediately understood what it was and went with it.
How long till it's a utility?
In this country? Never. It's treated like that in other countries. I don't know. There's a lot of cities that are just providing Wi-Fi for free.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, ain't free. It's probably part of your property taxes. No government is altruistic, at least in this country.
Well, somebody's got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I was reading about Judas Priest getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What is the Musical Excellence Award? Have they done this before?
It's something they started a few years ago to backdoor people who keep getting snubbed.
So this,
like how they started inducting people in just for like songs, like kind of that way.
Well, but who decides it then? The same people voting on it? And why not just induct them with the rest of the inductees? Or is it something like,
because politics.
They've been on the list before and they keep getting knocked out because there's only so many spots?
I guess. Maybe they've already been nominated too many times and haven't gotten in. I don't know.
It's just one more thing to confuse the issue so that none of this really makes any sense or has any impact.
Are they still a band?
Judas Priest? Yeah, they're touring. They are already. Well, I mean, I'm sure they put on.
And they're all still. No, didn't one of them die?
I don't know.
Didn't
about that.
Tipton or Downing die?
I couldn't tell you the names of anybody except for Rob Halford. So yeah, I don't know. No, according to this, they're doing a reunion. Not a reunion tour. Is it a reunion tour? They're doing like some kind of anniversary tour. Yeah, fall 2020 U.S. tour with support from Queensryche. Oh, they're commemorating their 50th anniversary as a band. So I imagine, some of them probably aren't
Glenn Tipton still alive. KK Downing still alive, so never mind.
Live and kicking, huh? This is Judas Priest.
I tried to kill one, if not both of them.
You tried to?
Yeah.
Personally?
No, I said neither of them are dead. I thought they were dead. Well, I thought one of them was dead. Neither of them is dead. So what happened to the guy that they made the movie about? He's just fucked now? Remember the Rockstar movie that Mark Wahlberg was in? It was about essentially the guy that replaced Rob Halford was a guy that was singing in a Judas Priest tribute band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know the story then. So like Rob Halford,
I pretty much just told it.
Was not in the band for a while.
Yeah,
like
he left Judas Priest in the 90s.
Oh.
And they got a guy to fill in for him, and it was some guy they plucked out of a fucking Judas Priest cover band. Some just dude who was just some working class dude.
Did he have to wear leather?
No.
Was that part of the requirements?
I think if you have a song called Hell Bent for Leather, I think you kind of have to. But yeah, Ripper Owens. So I guess he's just done. Kicked him to the curb.
Ripper?
Daddy Rob has come back home. Oh, you got to be careful using "daddy" with Rob Halford in front of it.
That's an acceptable term in the scene.
Well, I'm not making any. Maybe he's not a daddy.
He's a leather daddy.
Not making any assumptions about his role in his community.
You have anything that says "Daddy likes leather"?
Maybe he's a bottom.
Oh, they don't get to be performers at it either. That's really dumb. You're going to have basically what is a Lifetime Achievement Award, right? That's what they're doing. This is what they do at the Oscars. Like, so-and-so should have won multiple times over again, so now we just do a Lifetime Achievement Award because we might as well grab them while they're still alive.
Right.
So, apparently the special case for Judas Priest means that they don't perform live at the show either, which is really dumb.
No, but as much as they influenced early 80s metal, I mean, it's kind of shocking they're not in yet at all.
You think it was the gay thing?
Absolutely. Not anymore. It's a badge of honor now in the entertainment industry.
Sure, now, but the number of times that they were up before. Because they've been eligible now for, how long has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame been going?
They've been eligible, I think, since the early 2000s.
For at least 20 years they've been eligible. If they're 50 years old, right? You have to be like 20 years old, I thought.
I believe it's got to be, I think,
20 or
25 years
maybe
since
it's
the release
25.
of your first album.
Right. So they've been eligible for like 25 years now.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's the genre of music they represent.
Or was it because they were
remember too, Ozzy,
kind of a cult band, though, right? Like Black Sabbath was big, Ozzy was certainly big in the 80s, but I don't ever remember like Judas Priest stuff getting on MTV.
It took Black Sabbath forever to get in to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, it got to the point where they were like, we don't even want it when they finally got it. But they were part of that new wave of British heavy metal that Metallica loved. I mean, like, they
influenced Metallica.
They were pretty influential.
And Megadeth and, like, all that shit.
Yeah.
All the shit that I listened to in the 80s and 90s. Queensryche.
Somebody died because one of these guys in this photo on YouTube Music looks very, very like one of these things is not like the other.
Or they could have retired.
Old. Not old.
Somebody's son.
Right. Okay, KK Downing, not dead. No longer with the band.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Now through July 20th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, and feel spectacular in the judgment-free zone with the most energy you've had since
kindergarten when we had daily naps.
Exactly. And in our clean and spacious clubs with tons of equipment, you'll feel confident. Like after
I've carried in all the groceries in one trip.
More like, wait, that's exactly what it feels like. Join at planetfitness.com or in club. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Hurry. Deal ends July 20th. See club for details.
Is it acceptable to go to Mickey D's just for a drink? Of course it is. But good luck leaving with just a drink. It's more than a drink. It's a Mickey D's drink.
Sip a Minute Maid slushie at McDonald's. Enjoy deliciously refreshing flavors like strawberry watermelon or tropical mango. Or try $1 any size soft drink. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Is it acceptable to go to Mickey D's just for a drink? Of course it is. But good luck leaving with just a drink. It's more than a drink. It's a Mickey D's drink.
Sip a Minute Maid slushie at McDonald's. Enjoy deliciously refreshing flavors like strawberry watermelon or tropical mango. Or try $1 any size soft drink. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Oh, we could fly.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags and the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, delicious burgers, real moments together, and this. Coke is summer refreshment when you need it most, so you can hop on another ride. This is your summer. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes, plus daily tickets starting at $44.99.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The Weedsman Podcast.
The 90s is the most popular decade for music. Survey of over 3,000 music listeners in America who are 13 and older.
Yeah, looking at these numbers, and if you take away the current decade simply because new music
is always going to reign, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right after it's the 80s.
Contest. Right, it goes, 57, well, 57 what? Is it percentage?
I mean, I can't argue with them. I will tell you, I think it's the last great period for rock music before shit got fucked up, before Pro Tools came in and fucked everything up, before Auto-Tune came in and fucked everything up. Is the last decade where you still had to be able to play and sing.
And you could get on the radio. It's not like that doesn't exist, but now in order to get on the radio, you have to...
Yeah, first you have to be viral. First you have to be on the internet.
Yeah.
Like record
and you
labels
also have to be auto-tuned in some fashion, and it also has to be hyper-compressed and super-produced, and has 6 writers and 3 producers and 2 engineers and 8 backup dancers, or just one dude yelling into a fan, which is what it sounds like.
Right.
All that to produce the effect of one dude yelling into his fan.
I mean, looking at my Mix 1 in YouTube, this is all 90s rock, all of it.
Yeah, it's not only that, so 57% is the 2020s, but beating that out is the 1990s at 60%.
Damn right.
And then 55%, so that's right behind current music, is the 80s. And as you get further away from the 90s, it starts going down. I mean, I'm sure a lot of this has to do with, maybe Gen X is just listening to more music than previous generations.
Well, and again, I think we're back to the analog childhood, digital adulthood, right? Like we're probably the last generation to have our CD books, but we've also we're young enough to not be like, what is this crazy streaming stuff?
Right. That's probably... Physical media probably has a lot to do with this, though, because, you'd expect to see a gradual tapering off, right? Everyone sticks with the music that they grew up with, and as they gradually die off, if you were just to say, what would you think this would look like on a graph? Okay, well, as we go back in time, less and less people are going to listen to it. But why this big peak up into the 90s and then start to taper off in the 2000s and 2010s? Because that's when you've got the people starting to go with iPods and iTunes and Zunes and all that stuff and get rid of their physical media. And so it's...
Yeah, like if you told me I will give you $10,000 if you can locate your CD collection, I'd be like, you will not be giving me $10,000.
Yeah.
I could not tell you where it is.
It's gone. Mine's long gone. It was all on the iPod, and now it's just all on the cloud. And
now it's all just $17 a month.
Yeah. But without that physical media, then the music itself, the media itself is like ethereal. It just kind of comes and goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to sit on the shelf and go, oh yeah, I remember when I listened to that Stone Temple Pilots album all the time. Let's put that on again and reminisce.
So are you getting at this? So this was the last decade where you had where you were reading the liner notes?
I think it's both. Like, I think you're absolutely right. It has a lot to do with the quality of the music, not only rock and roll, but hip hop and R&B and pop music. I mean, it was all. There was a quality there, definitely, but I think it's that in conjunction with the fact that was the last time that we had physical media that we were really clinging to. You know, that's what music was. It was the CD that you bought, or before that, the cassette that you bought. And now it's just stuff that flies in and out of your phone or your TV or whatever.
Yeah, do you ever really get a chance to make a connection with it?
Yeah, does it really seep in to your memory? Like, because our memories are created through combinations of senses. So the more senses that something interacts with, the more likely we are to remember it. You know, so like, it might not just be the sound of that Radiohead record, but like remembering when you bought the CD or bought the vinyl of it and looked through it and was like, oh.
Or the smell of the liner notes when you opened it for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. I think that has a lot. That's why it's not sticking with us. Why the music of the 2000s and 2010s. Like, I asked somebody the other day, can't remember the circumstances. I'm like, okay, well, name a good record from 2007. They're like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the DEA was all set to ban 5 different psychedelic compounds. This is a bunch of shit I'm not familiar with. They don't even have like street names or either that or they didn't publish them in this story. It's 4-OH-DIPT. Just all stuff like that. MEODET. The agency's own administrative court subsequently agreed that there was a need to hold a hearing on the matter before prohibition could be enacted, because they want to see if there's actually some therapeutical use for this before they just go, oh, what? That sounds like fun. Can't have that. No fun drugs. Cross those off the list.
If the only byproduct is fun, we can't have that.
Well, I mean, look at how many, like all this shit that we took for fun back in the day, they're now going, oh wait, there might actually be therapeutic use for ecstasy, for ketamine, for LSD, all this shit.
Yeah, turns out it wasn't just ramblings of high people. Some of it might actually be something.
Yeah, and it also didn't create holes in your brain like we were told.
Remember acid? Your brain is bleeding onto your spine.
What?
They tell us, yeah. Oh, yeah. You believe a lot of dumb shit when you're like 16, 17.
Especially when you're high on acid.
Yeah. Yeah, like, wouldn't that be called a hemorrhage? If that actually happened? Like, if your brain was bleeding, you would fucking die.
That's an aneurysm, isn't it? Know what an aneurysm is?
That's no blood from brain in any capacity. Probably not good.
That's what Joni Mitchell had, an aneurysm. She forgot how to play. She only just recently, I was reading about this earlier.
40 years?
She... Well, that's the thing is she never...
It's been a long time since Blue.
She never... I was listening to that the other day, actually. I love that album. She was never really a traditional player. Like, she would just kind of make stuff up that sounded good. Like, her guitar chords are all really weird. And I think she does, like, a lot of open tuning stuff, too. So, I guess she said that she learned how to play by watching videos of herself to figure out where she was putting her fingers and shit.
Videos?
Yeah, there's plenty of video footage of her playing, for performing.
Yeah, all the different. Wasn't her heyday like the late 60s?
But there's footage of her, her heyday, but she still has performed for like decades after that. She still remained extremely popular. And she put out a lot of albums that sold. I mean, they're not like, they didn't sell like Michael Jackson records.
Oh, so you're saying she learned how to play better by watching videos of herself?
No, she had to relearn how to play.
Oh, because of her aneurysm. Okay.
She forgot how to play completely.
Gotcha.
She had an aneurysm.
I thought you were talking about, like...
knocked it right out of her brain.
I thought you were talking about, like, in general. I was like, TV only existed for, like, 15 years when she was topping the charts.
Here she is.
How was she watching videos?
She's sitting down with a Parker Fly, which I imagine...
They still make those?
Yeah. Which is probably only chosen because it's like the absolute lightest weight guitar you can get.
Right.
If you're not familiar with these very 80s looking, very, very slim body, almost no headstock. It's meant to be like, I can't play the things.
Only
like,
band I ever seen use one was Tin Machine.
Yeah. It's a very prog rock type of instrument. He says, I'm looking at videos that are on the net to see where I put my fingers. It's amazing what an aneurysm knocks out. How to get out of a chair. You don't know how to get out of bed. That shit scares the fuck out of me.
Can happen to anybody. And for no reason.
Well, CNN's got a story this week. The headline, highly potent weed creating marijuana addicts worldwide, study says. Higher concentrates of THC, the part of the marijuana plant that makes you higher, causing more people to become addicted in many parts of the world. It's interesting. Like, how do you define addiction is always the question on these types of things. Scientists have established a standard THC unit of 5 milligrams for THC for research. The amount is said to produce mild intoxication for non-regular users. Yeah, I'd say that's like having a beer, you know? Mm-hmm. 5 milligrams. I mean, I barely feel that. You barely feel it. But I know plenty of people who will take...
We both feel it. Yeah, that's a good start.
Who will take like half of a gummy.
Mm-hmm.
So your average gummy is like 10 milligrams. So that's half a gummy. Yeah, they don't go into detail in this story defining what addiction is.
Well, did you see that story that came out I think it was last week or the week before? The one that Bill and Melinda Gates helped commission, the one that says you shouldn't consume any alcohol under 40.
Oh, right.
But then
if you're under 40, all alcohol is bad.
But then you go and read the stuff, and it is so vague. It is not specific about anything that the study found. It's just said, if you're under 40, you shouldn't consume alcohol. It didn't give any... Like, it wasn't specific.
It says in here, like, about 3 in 10 people who use marijuana have cannabis use disorder. What's cannabis use disorder? What defines cannabis use disorder? Using a lot of pot?
Is it like an actual thing?
I don't know. It hot links to something, but just more
According to the CDC, some people, addiction, parentheses, marijuana or cannabis use disorder. Some people who use marijuana will develop marijuana use disorder, meaning that they are unable to stop using marijuana even though it's causing health and social problems in their lives. Wasn't that just called no self-control?
Yeah, but in certain instances, like alcohol, certainly, or heroin, cocaine, there are certainly things that there's a chemical reason for why you can't stop using.
I mean, with weed, they've proven it psychologically. They've proven you can get psychologically addicted to weed. They still haven't proven that there's a physical chemical.
Well, right, but let's be straight up. Like, addiction is addiction if you're going to define it based on consequences, right? So whether it's physically or mentally addictive, it's still addiction. There's still consequences. I'm just having a hard time buying that 3 in 10 cannabis users wish they could quit, because I never hear that.
Well, too, that's saying 30% of cannabis users. Like, if alcohol had that kind of addiction rate, would it be illegal? You said 1 in 3 drinkers is an alcoholic.
Yeah, I mean that's
like, I think saying 1 in 3 drinkers has alcoholism.
So let's see. They go on to talk about yearly rise in potency. We know that. I mean, nobody's arguing that cannabis has gotten more potent recently. Yeah. We're all aware of that. Then they finish up here, mental health affected. So as marijuana becomes more potent, cases of marijuana-associated psychosis rose. Psychosis is a loss of contact with reality that can be characterized by hearing voices and having delusions. All right. The evidence linking cannabis potency to addiction and psychosis was very clear. High-potency weed users appear to have a significant increase in the likelihood of developing generalized anxiety disorder than those who smoke less robust strains of marijuana. However, and here's how they end the article, the new review of studies found a, quote, more varied, unquote, connection between the increase in marijuana potency and depression and anxiety, meaning the impact is unclear for these other mental health outcomes.
So basically just shat on the whole article?
Yeah, well, I don't see how you can say that, like, there's clear evidence saying that you can link it to generalized anxiety disorder, but if you're talking about anxiety and depression, there's no linkage. I'm not sure what the distinction between the different types of anxiety are. Is there just regular anxiety and generalized anxiety disorder? I don't know, it seems contradictory. I don't know, man. It's like, certainly nothing's perfect. Cannabis isn't perfect. Doesn't work for everyone. And some people have negative effects with it, negative experiences with it. The more popular it becomes, the more people try it, the more you're going to have stuff like this. But again, like, if you're going to tell me 30% of weed smokers have a problem that they can't quit, that the weed smoking, like, it can cause problems. Like, it's, you know, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's not a weed smoker, they might not understand, they might not like it. You know, there can be negative consequences, but like...
subject you should have breached before you started dating.
Right, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't classify as addiction. There's not a lot to go on in this article here. This is very vague and inflammatory.
Didn't Congress finally put forth a bill to try to get weed off of Schedule 1 last week?
Did they? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's whatever one Schumer's in charge of. At the Senate. Yeah, because Pelosi's the House. It's that bill with Schumer and Booker, and apparently they finally stopped asking people and finally wrote a goddamn bill.
Oh, this was just today. They met, senators and a key judiciary subcommittee met for the first of its kind meeting. Members touched on a wide range of cannabis issues as Congress continues to explore legislative options to end prohibition. But they actually introduced the bill?
I thought they did. I thought they introduced it last week.
Yes. A newly filed cannabis legislation bill sponsored by Booker, Schumer, and Ron Wyden was the centerpiece of the hearing. Booker said it's the type of comprehensive solution we need when it comes to connecting our nation's broken cannabis laws. Correcting. And I said connecting?
Correcting, connecting, erecting.
Doing something. Detroit's finally getting some recreational dispensaries.
They still don't have them?
They still do not.
Wow.
Well, there's been lawsuits that have been holding it up. So they have medical within Detroit city limits.
Hey, slow down, City of Detroit.
Let's see. One of these, second lawsuit filed against Detroit's revised medical marijuana ordinance, filed a lawsuit arguing that the city's ordinance violates a state law. Oh, I see what's going on here. These are medical establishments in Detroit that are suing, saying that the recreational licenses are going to put them out of business.
Oh, well. Boo-hoo. Capitalism. No, they're not.
Well,
plenty of people are going to want to not pay 10 extra %.
I guess, but I mean, eventually they're going to just not do it, right?
I was telling somebody yesterday, or no, today, when I went to the dispensary, like, this thing pays for itself all the time. Like, there was like 9,000 people in line, and they went, oh, medical? Well, right this way, sir.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 8 people in the lobby, I was in and out. There people had to be like fucking stink eyeing me. I was in that place like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it's like a VIP card, right? You get it 10% off. You get to go to the front of the line.
Well, I remember when I'd go to Vegas too, the guy called it the right this way card because the same thing, like Vegas dispensary, right? Just imagine, right? Just fucking people just lined up recreationally.
Yeah.
I got in the medical line. It was like me. It's like me and like one bud tender and like 1,000 people in line looking at me like,
nice.
Was this guy fucking special? Like, no, I got a med card.
You know, I remember I was telling you that disposable vape that I got. I took back because the battery had died on it. So they gave me a new one. And the battery lasted about as long as the first one. So I figure I got almost halfway through each one before it crapped out. So I guess I've got my money's worth now.
No more hash rosin vape for you?
Yeah, the vape itself was nice. The experience was nice. The hash rosin, whatever they're doing with it, I mean, it was a very light, wispy smoke, but it was very potent. I shouldn't say smoke, it was a vape. But yeah, it was very, very potent stuff. But it's not worth buying
just
something.
Terrible batteries.
Yeah, and no way to charge it. So I actually got just a regular cartridge. It's a live resin cartridge, but it's just like the regular carts, right? But the first one I got didn't work.
Jesus.
I screwed it onto the battery, and I was sucking on it and sucking on it. I was like, I figured maybe it's just clogged up. Sometimes when you first get them, they'll be a little bit clogged up, and you just got to get some air going through it. But it wasn't happening. So I took it back in. I was like, hey, I just bought this. It's not working. They swapped it out for another one, and they told me, we can't take this back, so take this with you and dispose of it however you want. And I was looking at it, and usually there's like little holes right above the thread, right there. There's no holes there.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't draw any air through it. There were no air holes put in it.
Wow.
So I guess, it's just a manufacturing issue.
Is there any internet hacks for getting it out of there?
Well, I figure, I could. I've taken these things apart before. They're supposed to be disposable. You can actually wrench off the top part of it, and I could swap the actual liquid. It would make a mess, but I'd get something out of it. I mean, there's a whole gram of fucking unused live resin here. That's a lot of fucking.
Could you do it with like a dropper?
You could. I don't know. I would just do it with gravity. I've done it before. I just put one above the other and let it drip because it's really thick.
No, I've had that happen before with shittier cartridges. Yeah, absolutely. But they just for the less mess, just use a dropper. Suck it out.
I think it's
drop
too
it
thick
in.
for that. I think that'll make more of a mess. I'm thinking to just get a really small drill, and I'm just going to put a hole right where it should be, and then I can use it.
World's tiniest drill.
They make drill bits small enough for that. In Washington State, they're finally getting rid of the term marijuana.
Why is it racist?
We've known that. Well, it was the whole reason that we call it marijuana is because of what's his name? The guy who Anslinger, Harry Anslinger. Right? He was the guy who had the hard on over marijuana in the first place. And he figured, well, you call it something that sounds foreign, people are more likely to be scared by it. And it went well with he wanted to associate it with the types of people that maybe people wouldn't want in their neighborhoods.
Isn't it Spanish? Are we just speaking Spanish?
Yeah. Yeah, so he used the Spanish term for it, marijuana.
So just cannabis?
Just cannabis.
But now they're marginalizing people of color.
This is an alleged quote from Anslinger. There are 100,000 total marijuana smokers in the U.S. Most are Negroes, Hispanics, Filipinos, and entertainers.
I mean, that's just science.
He's not wrong.
Right.
We're entertainers, right? We fit into that category. Their satanic music, jazz, and swing result from marijuana use.
Yeah. The devil music.
One feeds the other. I mean, it's a cyclical relationship.
Proprietor of Satan, Benny Goodman.
This marijuana causes white women to seek sexual relations with Negroes, entertainers, and any others. As an entertainer, I can't say I've never tried to use pot to get in a woman's pants.
Some of that devil music.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
pass that
Satan
cigarette.
This is fun. This devil music right here.
Marijuana might help ease a situation, might put some in the mood. I've never known it to make a woman fuck anyone she wouldn't fuck sober.
True.
Not going to happen.
Not like alcohol.
Alcohol might. Alcohol, you might lower your inhibitions enough to go, why not? I'll break them off some.
Yeah.
This guy looks desperate enough.
Or vice versa.
But cannabis,
right?
Not happening. Well, I guess that's it for this week. Get back to trying to enjoy the rest of this summer while it's still here.
Right. Oh, don't we have the dog days ahead of us?
The dog days are coming. You know, I like to talk about the dog days, even though I still don't understand what it means or why.
Arf, arf. Right? Yeah, do dogs get really hot in August? I don't know. Sure, we'll get into it at some point. So follow us on social media. At the Weisman420 on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Head on over to ChristopherMedia.net and hit the PayPal button and the Amazon banner if you would like to help us out. And wherever you listen to the show, rate us and review us. 1 to 5 stars. Now, can you create a 6? Anybody doing that yet?
Hackers, rate us 6 stars.
Yeah, there you go. If you create a 7th star. Oh, that just... Hey, wait. If we win the lotto, we won't be back next week. Well, no, neither of us play, right?
No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard for us to win the lotto.
Yeah. But trying to be topical. But anyways, rate us, review us, wherever you listen to us. Please and thank you. And stay high.
Stay high.
Is it acceptable to go to Mickey D's just for a drink? Of course it is. But good luck leaving with just a drink. It's more than a drink. It's a Mickey D's drink.
Sip a Minute Maid slushie at McDonald's. Enjoy deliciously refreshing flavors like strawberry watermelon or tropical mango. Or try $1 any size soft drink. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, we could fly.
This is your summer. That means Six Flags in the taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. We're talking thrilling coasters, delicious burgers, real moments together, and this. Coke is summer refreshment when you need it most, so you can hop on another ride. This is your summer. Six Flags and Coca-Cola. Come make it yours. Visit sixflags.com/Coke to save up to $20 off passes, plus daily tickets starting at $44.99.
Is it acceptable to go to Mickey D's just for a drink? Of course it is. But good luck leaving with just a drink. It's more than a drink. It's a Mickey D's drink.
Sip a Minute Maid slushie at McDonald's. Enjoy deliciously refreshing flavors like strawberry watermelon or tropical mango. Or try $1 any size soft drink. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.